A day like today makes me think about a fella I read about in my Bible when I was just a child. You know, David is my favorite Bible character. Been reading about David ever since I was a wee little person. I just fell in love with him when I was a very young. What kid's not going to fall in love with a kid that can kill a giant, right? So found him to be very inspiring when I was, 6, 7 years old. But as I read through David's story, I found this other fella showing me David's keeping company with good people, right? This other fella, just sort of a little side note, it seems like it's thrown in here. In the very, very end, the last few chapters where we get to read about David in our Bible, it says this fellow named Benaiah, who was the son of Jehoiada, he was a valiant warrior from Kabzeel. Kabzeel, I'm going to tell you, is like no place. He's not coming from prestige or fame or anything. He's like nobody from nowhere, but he's a valiant warrior. And it says he did many heroic exploits, right? And it's given us an example. He slew 2 lion-like men from Moab. And that's not all. He slew a lion in a pit on a snowy day. That's in 2 Samuel chapter 23 right there, telling me about the kind of people David keeps company with. This fella, Benaiah, he had a great call on his life, it turns out, because David had made him be the head of security. The head of his security detail, his bodyguard, in fact. This guy was in charge of keeping the king alive. That's not all. After David went on to be with the Lord, he became the head of the whole army. All of Israel's military came under his command when he served King Solomon. So the guy had a big calling on his life. He had a great calling on his life. And so as I'm kind of understanding about calling as I grow older, it helps me understand the question that I had as a child, which is, who chases a lion on a snowy day? Who jumps in a pit with a lion on a snowy day? I mean, is that really the way you need to get your workout in? Well, maybe it is. If you are called to be what Benaiah was called to be, he in adverse conditions, things not seeming to be exactly ideal. It's cold out here right now. This seems like it's not ideal conditions for a hike, but to see the view, I'm in it for the view. It's worth it for the view. Well, in his case, he had noble reason and noble cause. He had to be great. On the days that he wasn't in the position that he was called to, on the journey and the path to where he was going in greatness, he had to walk it that way already. And if it's snow outside and there ain't nothing going on, but I got to be ready for what's next. Oh, a lion, let me go be today what I'm called to be tomorrow. Do it now in the strength and the might that you have now. So Philippians 4:13 tells me, in adverse conditions, in less than ideal situations, I can do all things through Christ who gives me strength. There ain't nothing I can't do, and there's no mountain that can't be moved. There's no river that's so wide I can't cross over to the other side. With Jesus I know I'll go through, 'cause there's nothing I can't do. Yes, with Jesus I know you and me, we will go through. Because with Christ, we can do all things, no matter what the situation, no matter what the circumstance, because we are moving on to greater things. And there's nothing we can't do.